All right, guys, how's it going? Welcome back to CopTalk.tv. All right. I'll be live on here tonight at 6 o'clock UK if you're not doing anything. If you want to come along for an natter about all things LFC. Right, listen, this feature is called the Mail Stand. And this feature is basically where I read to you emails word for word as I have received them. And those emails could be from people that I've known for decades, people that I would trust with my life, or they could be from complete random strangers that I know nothing about. So you've got to bear that in mind when I read them to you. Anything I read to you, it doesn't mean I endorse it or I rubbish it. It is purely like that, like, listen, just for your information, and for all you know, I might be reading it going, doesn't sound right to me, do you know what I mean, right? So some of them, sometimes I get emails and I think, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to show you what it, some like behind the scenes kind of stuff. Now, there's a few emails, I'm going to read them to you. These come from the same author, and after I've read them to you, I will explain a little bit about the author. All right, just to save time, otherwise I'll be here forever. So what you might see is you might see me, really paying attention and being slow. That's because maybe I don't want to read something out that I'm not supposed to. So for example, this one came in 3 days ago and it says, "Hi mate, this is for your eyes only." So there you go. It has not to be released, and it's to do with some, an agent, and please don't put it out there, but I'm not going to go into detail, but I can tell you it's about Konate. And what I will say about Konate is the Madrid media and the Spanish media in general, the four Spanish football dailies that I review every day, they have completely dropped Konate, all chatter of him at the moment. So just bear that in mind, all right? So it might return, but there was a journalist in Madrid recently admitted that Real Madrid's plan was to get Konate's name in the papers all the time to amplify the message to Liverpool, basically a warning, a threat. We're going to get him for free, so it's in your interest to sell to us this summer to lower the asking price. But Konate has gone very, very quiet over here, as has Rodrigo. I can't read that email to you, I do apologise. Now listen to this one. This is from the same author. And this one says, and I'm going to read it exactly, all right? So if it doesn't make sense, I don't know. It says Nunes, and then in capital letters, sit down for this one. "Morning, mate. Hope you're feeling good this morning. Here is one from left field. Amorim at United is seriously considering asking for Nunes. I will tell you where this comes from. You know where I get my info from." And then he goes on to explain. He works for an agent who looks after a lot of players all over Europe. And on Friday, which will have been Friday just gone, the agent, they were approached about Nunes. Now, here is the interesting point. United know that they will have to pay more to prize him away from us and have stated that they are willing to pay a similar fee as they did for Cunha. I do not know Nunes' reaction or that of Liverpool. What it does mean is that United are not convinced about getting Šeško. If he goes to Newcastle, it frees up Isak and gives Liverpool, with the sale of Nunes and Diaz, 65 million times 2, 130 million in fees, which, let's be honest, that is the feeling that Newcastle want. And what we do know is obviously that there's a tug of war going on between Newcastle and Manchester United for Benjamin Šeško. That's a player that Liverpool were sniffing around in February of this year, but we were never mentioned with him again after that, not credibly anyway. So obviously, even the author of this is saying, sit down for this, right? But the suggestion is that Amorim at United is seriously considering asking for Nunes, or maybe has said to someone in certain circles that Nunes would be a good option for us, but it's Liverpool, so how can we make that work? It might sound crazy, the author's saying that. I don't know. You decide what you think about that. Now, another email. So that was 2 days ago that came into me, right? It says 3rd of August at 8:26 in the morning. So that's 7:30 UK. Then there's another one dated 4th of August at 6:50 p.m. So 5:50 p.m. yesterday, from the same author. And the subject is read, 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 read. Hi mate, I messaged you I think yesterday about Nunes. Liverpool have been made aware of Man United's possible interest. However, there is a lot of movement behind the scenes concerning Isak. Now this is exactly how I was told it and will relay it to you. The owners of Newcastle are resigned to losing Isak, and they are aware that they are not going to get £150 million for him. Now here is where Nunes come into the equation. The owners of Newcastle are also majority owners of Al Hilal. They are going to offer a very good price for Nunes, maybe £70 million, which is £20 million over the £50 million which Liverpool want. This extra money is to fund the shortfall of the sale of Isak to us. What that means is LFC are willing, they think, to go to £130 million, and the extra £20 million is to fund it up to £150. This is so Newcastle do not lose face, and it appeases their fans and players. Also, Liverpool come out of it looking good. We know he, Nunes, has agreed terms with Al Hilal, but he sees it as his backup option, and I would agree with that. This makes a lot of sense to me personally. It does seem like a compromise for both clubs, and it would do Nunes a world of good to spend a couple of years scoring goals and getting his confidence back. And then there's a bit that says, please don't read this next bit out. And it's to do with the agent and where the information's coming from. So kind of like trying to offer me a bit of, I don't know what the word is. Just trying to back it up a bit, I guess. If you think about it, the person could quite easily, if they're taking the piss, could quite easily just let you, blurt it out or whatever. Now, maybe it's not very exciting. Maybe some of this is stuff that we know. These are, some of these emails are 3 days old or whatever. But I'm just sharing with you stuff, emails that I get. Listen, I don't get emails like that. Right, let me rephrase this. I don't act on emails like that. And, I've been sat on them for days. I could come on here and, make videos. I could write news articles and claim these things as news, but I can't do that because I can't verify the information. What I will say to you is that the author, I've known this person that's sending these emails to me. They're part of the Cop Talk community, so I'm not sure why they'd want to mislead you. And even if they were saying something which you think sounds absolute madness, like Nunes to United, you have to look at it like this. Maybe Amorim has gone, well, he'd be all right, wouldn't he? But and then someone's going, you won't get him from Liverpool, so he could. You know what I mean? Could have been a conversation. And even if an author is sending you something in good faith, they're relying on whoever's saying something to them. And what have they heard? Is it third-party news? Have they heard it elsewhere? Whatever. The person that's emailed me, their source behind these emails, I know who that is. And over the last year, information supplied from this person concerning other clubs did happen. Okay? Doesn't mean this is true or any of these things are going to happen. The Nunes to Manchester United thing, I don't know. Would Liverpool sell? Yeah, I reckon they would fucking sell to be honest. So what? You know what I mean? But Amorim, maybe he might think that. But what interests me a little bit is the Isak stuff, to be honest. But I think that we've heard, similar things and whatnot. But I still find it interesting. To be honest with you, there is stacks of emails here. There's something else maybe I can share with you. 5 days ago, the club is sitting down with Konate tomorrow to see about a new deal. So this was 5 days ago. So this would be the 31st of July, whatever day that fell on. So 4 days ago is the suggestion that Liverpool was sitting down with Konate. The feeling is he will stay as one of the reasons I'm reading the way it's spelt in the email. Ekitike signed is because he is friendly with Konate. There will be a time limit on a decision, though, as they have learnt their lessons. The pursuit of Guéhi will be stepped up, plus one more central defender. You know, if it looks like he's going. I feel like I've discussed this one, to be honest with you. Or did it come from someone else? I don't know. I feel like I mentioned this previously. I do apologise. I'm a bit tired. And that's it. So, yeah. Stacks of emails. I should get them out to you a bit sooner, but, you know, it's just been a bit hectic. And that's it. I just wanted to get, you know, throw this out to you. And like I say, I'm not telling you this is news, guys, all right? I'm just telling you this is what someone's saying. And if you think it's a load of shite, fine. Me personally, I read them, I digest them. And, you know, sometimes further down the line, you go, fucking hell, that was right. Which has been the case with this person, but other clubs, all right? Because their contact, their source, if you like, doesn't deal directly with Liverpool. At the moment, no reason to. All right, guys. Although the Nunes thing there, maybe. I can't elaborate further than that. All right, so I'll leave it with you. Just a bit of info for you, a bit of fun. All right, don't stress about it. I'm going. I'll be live on here at 6. Okay. If you found this video slightly interesting and it's a bit all over the place, I think, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. If you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, there is a super thanks button. I love that under the video, and I always give a shout out to everyone in my morning briefings on my other channel, Duncan Oldham. The link to that is in the channel, the video description, to that channel, and it pops up on the screen as well. I've recorded a number of videos for you today, and I've just said on my morning briefing, actually on the other channel, I feel like all of my videos today on here are not very good. I'm not happy with any of the videos I've done for you today, and after every video I do for you, I always think, oh, is that a good video or not? I don't know. I think I'm a bit tired. I'm not sleeping very well, so maybe I don't know. I feel a bit anxious today. I just don't feel right, so maybe it's that. Maybe there's fuck all wrong with the videos. But I just wanted to let you know I'm not feeling it, that I've done very good for you today. All right, but we'll have a live stream at 6. Maybe we'll get some music on, and we'll just have a little bit of a chin wag. So anything that I've said in this video is just what other people are saying. I'm not backing it or rubbishing it, whatever. All right, guys. Cheers.